Hi YouTube, it's Little Bitty One coming at you for week 5 post-op. So, one, I apologize that I'm coming to you a day late. That is not, I said I was sorry. It was not for lack of trying. I actually had a video, but it was essentially 34 minutes of me just in a really terribly foul mood. Which I don't think you wanted to see. And it wasn't, in some ways it was accurately portraying the way I was feeling, but I was not really all that articulate. So I'm going to try to make this one a lot more condensed and a little bit more information about what's happening. I apologize for Puka. She's yelling at me. I have been neglecting her. I just picked up my Christmas tree, trying to get myself into a more positive space. But I have not been loving on Puka that much, so she's yelling at me. There's her tail. So numbers. High weight was 270 pounds. Surgery day weight was 265 pounds. My current weight is 245 pounds, which is only a half-pound loss from last week. And my BMI is now 42. So, I mean, there's a reason there for me to be disappointed and upset. I mean, it's only half a pound. I'm trying really, really hard to keep some perspective and to understand that even though it's only half-pound loss, it's still a loss. And we're talking about a time of year, like I mentioned before, that people don't lose weight, and I still lost half a pound. I am 25 pounds even down from my high weight in 5 weeks. I mean, that's nothing to scoff at. But if I'm being completely honest with you, like, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with that result. Couple of things that are probably playing into this. I'm PMSing, which is part of where the attitude is coming from, so I apologize for that aspect of it. I don't know. I can't really control it. I'll try my hardest, though. Sorry, I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit sickly this evening. So that's part of it. Also, when I am PMSing, I retain a ton of water. And my appetite is just kind of insatiable. So this is kind of the first time that I've experienced this since surgery. I will say that I have a desire to eat a lot more often, which is something I try to combat with, like, no, drink some water instead. Even if I'm holding onto the water right now, that I'm more okay with that weight than eating way more calories than I should be and that I'm actually comfortable eating, and having it be like real weight. So I try really hard to do that, but at the same time, like, it feels like very real hunger, and it's not necessarily easy to just, oh, I drank some water and I feel full and everything's fine. It's not really that kind of hunger, and you know what that hunger feels like. So that's part of it. The other part of it is I was able to reintroduce alcohol this week, and I was able to, I'm starting to introduce more real foods. I'm really not on a soft food diet any longer. So did I, like, go all in and drink a ton and whatever? No, I really didn't. At my holiday party last Thursday, and that's the other thing, is it's the holidays. I'm an event planner in Manhattan. I have already been to 2 holiday parties. I have one tomorrow. I have one next week. I have another lunch next week. I mean, everybody's getting together around the holidays. That's the business, and that's New York. That's the culture here. So this is not a great time to be dieting. This is not a great time to try to lose weight. And so that's a challenge in general. I'm eating things that I don't normally eat. But again, I'm really not eating much of them because I can't eat much. So I went off on a tangent there. I'm sorry. So last Thursday at my holiday party, I did try wine for the first time since before surgery. Wine has been what I have missed most. I'm a dirty martini girl. But wine, for some reason, has I think it's because the social aspect of wine. Like, if I'm having a dirty martini, I could be all by myself and be completely satisfied with a dirty martini. Like, that just speaks to my soul. But wine is more of a social thing. I can sit and split a bottle with somebody, and it has a different feel to it. So I think that's kind of why I've been missing it more. But I did try it, and I think I had the closest to dumping that I've ever had. It wasn't horrific, but I noticed it. So I was talking to some colleagues at the party. I started feeling kind of lightheaded and dizzy. I got kind of clammy and like cold sweats and stuff, and my stomach did not feel right. And it was like, you need to get to a bathroom, kind of, like as quickly as possible. Get there. And I did have some diarrhea, and it was relatively short-lived. But like any real trooper would do, I didn't let it get me down. 2 days later, I had an Angry Orchard hard cider. I think I thought that would be easier on my stomach because it's gluten-free. I had about 2/3 of a pint. I felt fine. Just I was taking so long to drink it because I just don't know how things are going to affect me, and I want to take my time and not overdo it. That it was warm and I didn't want it anymore, so I didn't. I didn't drink anymore. I saved myself those calories. I've had another glass or two of wine since then, and I'm okay. And I've been tracking all of my food, and I haven't gone over, I think, I haven't gone over 800 calories yet. On a typical day, today I think I have 650. I might get up to 700 before the end of the night, but probably not. I think the highest has been like 750, 760, something like that. I don't feel like I've been overeating or eating too much. And what I do eat, I still pay really close attention to, the protein content and making sure it's not high in sugar. I haven't even wanted desserts. So at my party last week, I was really kind of low on calories for that day. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll treat myself to some dessert tonight. I'll let myself have that tonight. And when the desserts came out and I could have them, I just didn't want any. And so I didn't take any. I have been watching Sleeved for Life. If you haven't looked her up yet, she's an absolute peach, and you should. She's had a very different experience than a lot of others. She's had kind of a slow and steady loss. She's had a couple of gains, and she takes it all in stride super well. But one thing that she mentioned was that food doesn't bring her the same joy that it used to. It's just not as exciting for her. And I think that I have been afraid to kind of acknowledge that. Food is a really big part of my job. I'm going to do a get to know you thing later, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I do. But knowing restaurants and knowing what food is good and what people like and what's on trend right now is a big part of what I do. And I think I'm really nervous what this surgery is going to do to that aspect of my job. Am I still going to be as good at my job if I can't really eat that much and I can't really sample as many things as I used to? And if I'm not as excited about food, because I got really excited about food. I mean, I just did. Today I also had an appointment with Wayne, my therapist, who I have mentioned previously, briefly, a few times. He's just such a good person to have in my corner through this process. And I told him that I made this video last night and that it was just, I don't know, I just wasn't even myself. And he thinks that I should post it, just I am who I am, and I'm not always going to be upbeat and positive, and I'm not always going to feel good. And I agree with him, but I don't think I need to drone on about it for 34 minutes. So that's why I'm making this one. But when we were talking about it, and I was saying, I only lost half a pound this week, and he said, how does that feel? And I said, well, I'm disappointed. I'm upset about it. And he asked if I was scared to stop losing weight. Yes. And I can tell myself, and I can watch all the videos in the world, and I can speak to my surgeon, and I can know plateaus are a normal part of this weight loss thing. This whole, I'm not using the word journey, by the way, adventure. We're calling this an adventure. The whole weight loss adventure, plateaus happen. Stalls happen. It's natural. It's expected. And not just once. Like, every once in a while it's going to happen. And the thing is, I haven't stalled. But that doesn't make me feel any better. It doesn't make me feel better that every week I'm losing less than I lost the week before. It makes me scared that I'm going to have a gain. And, you know, when I look back at the other YouTube channels and, you know, Tina Russell and Laura's VSG Tube and Lauren Losing and Sleep for Life, and I mean, everybody, I'm right on track with where they were at this point. We've lost it differently and in different amounts and whatever, but I'm right on track with where they have been. So it's not, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just not super happy about it. I'm trying really hard to keep perspective. I'm trying really hard to just take it a day at a time. Like, am I doing what I need to do for that day? If the answer is yes, then the answer is yes. And I need to trust the process, and I need to, I just need to stick with it. I know I have complete faith that I'm going to get down to a weight that I'm comfortable with and a weight that my body is comfortable with, and I'm going to be healthier. And that this surgery was not a mistake, and that I don't regret anything. You know, I still have confidence in that. I'm having a rough week, guys. Like, that's all it is. And I'm trying to keep that in mind, but living it is not, it's not as easy as the 5-pound loss week. So, you know, just trying to kind of bear it in mind. Also, I mean, dealing with this kind of disappointment and fear and anxiety around the holidays while I'm PMSing, yeah, kind of perfect storm. I have been cleared to start working out, so I'm about to start making appointments with my trainer. I don't think, well, first of all, I've been really bad about my vitamins this week. Really, really bad. So this is the first week that I'm able to actually swallow whole pills, which is going to make taking my vitamins a lot easier. I have a lot of vitamins that I'm taking, though, guys. I have a lot. So I've started researching gummies. I can chew on 12 gummies a day, but like swallowing all these pills, I've never been great at swallowing pills. I don't like it. I don't remember them. I'm going to be a terrible old person if I have a bunch of medications. I don't know. So I'm going to try really hard. I'm going to get through these. I'm going to remember to take them into work with me tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that I take them all day. And yeah, once I get through these bottles, which is going to take quite a while because they're like 2-month packs. But once I get through them, I'm going to switch over to gummies, I think. So if you have brands that you really liked that you use, I would really love to hear that. I would like to end on a high note. Some of my NSVs. I spoke to my doctor last Thursday. It was exactly 1 month, and she said that I am ahead of schedule, that I'm actually gaining more than the average weight loss patient, which whatever that means. But I was really, really happy to hear that. I do want to have you guys bear in mind that when you're watching these videos, not just mine, but everybody's, that our adventure is our own adventure, and the weight that I lose is mine, and the weight that you have or will lose is yours. I never want my success or my weight loss to ever make someone feel like they aren't where they should be, or that they haven't lost as much as they should, or to make somebody feel less. I do this for informational purposes for you guys, and I want to track my progress for myself. But just know that everyone's adventure is different, and this is such a bad week for me to try to convince you guys of this, because I can't even convince myself of this. But just, do as I say, not as I do, I guess. I've not wanted to hibernate. I'm a big hibernator at this time of year. And I have been making plans and going out with friends, and I've had something every night this week until tonight, which is why I made it my Christmas tree night. So, yeah, I'm a lot more active and a lot more social. I think I'm feeling better. I think I'm more confident. So that's a huge plus. Typically, you can't get me out of my house once it's below 50 degrees. I'm not leaving. People are noticing. People see me for the first time in a few weeks, and they notice. They see it. They can tell. They compliment me. They're incredibly supportive. So that's been really great, really nice to experience, Oh my gosh, look at you. You look so good. That's great. I mean, that makes me feel so good. And my winter coat fits me. I pulled out my winter coat. And it was a little bit snug on me last year, and it fits me. It fits me so well, and it's so pretty, and it makes me so happy. And also it keeps me nice and warm, so I don't want to hibernate. That's where I'm going to leave it for this week, guys. I definitely wanted to check in, but I don't really have anything extra to add. I hope you guys have a really good week. I'm going to work on having a good week too, and I will meet you back here on Tuesday of next week for just hopefully keep all extremities crossed for me, that there will be less of me to report. All right, have a good week. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.